Wrestling fans, it's both my honor and a privilege. I'm standing next to a wrestling icon. I'm standing next to the legendary Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper in town for Ballpark Brawl 2 right here in Buffalo. We're at the Empire State Wrestling Training Center. He just got done doing his seminar. Roddy, thanks for joining us here on WrestleVision.
No, it's my pleasure. I had a good time. They got a bunch of good kids here, man. Yeah.
Great seminar. It was great.
How good are they? They're so good. I'll tell you. They are the future. They're the next champions. That's how good they are, man.
They're breaking into the business. Like, talk a little bit about when you broke into the business. You were very young when you got in. How did you...
I was ugly, too. I was an ugly kid. Young, ugly. I had pimples all over me, I'll tell you. It was a horrible time. It was a bleak day. The snow was falling, and Larry Henning was beating the dog out of me. I was 15. I actually lost my first match. I held a world record to this day. Shortest match in the history of the Winnipeg Arena. 10 seconds. Now, you got to figure it's a 1, 2, 3 to beat a guy. That leaves 7, not looking good. My bagpipe band that played me into the ring, they went out the back door. They were a little ashamed of me. Got my nose broken. The guy said, "Kid, you did great. How'd you like to go to Kansas City?" And I says, "Larry Henning going to be there?" And he was. "No, we won't overmatch." The guy's name was Al Tomko. He had penny loafers. I could tell because he had little pennies, you know, in his shoes. And that was my payday that night. And so they snuck me over the border to America, and I've been doing it 7,000 times later. Here I am, man.
And you're here in Buffalo, and it's a great pleasure. Now, you're interviewing, your promos have become legendary, they're classics. How did you create your style that has been, you know, so endearing to the fans?
Bipolar, I think that, fear, I tell you. I was a very afraid young man, and the old-timers had a way of making me very insecure at the same time. And they beat it into me to a style of where finally, you know, you can be so afraid of everything, you're not afraid of nothing no more. And as I got to know the wrestling industry from the inside out, there was no part of it that I couldn't answer anymore. Not that I could do perfect, but I couldn't answer anymore. And so I got to the point where I think that I had a lot of venting of anger to do, and once you get beat up so many times, you just by serendipity and accident, you learn how to fight. You know, you just learn, oh, that's a left coming, duck. And, you know, one thing led to the other, and then I had a kid, and I had to feed it. Well, you really got to fight then, and, you know, 4 kids later, here I am. Man.
Now, Georgia Championship Wrestling, I grew up watching Gordon Solie. You had an opportunity to work with him as a broadcast colleague. What was it like working with the late, great Gordon Solie down in Georgia Championship Wrestling?
He was a wonderful man. He saved my life many times. You know, we'd be on camera, and I'd be late just between breaks, and I'll be back in the bathroom, and Gordon Solie would be on. They'd come on, "Hello, this is Gordon Solie with Roddy Piper, who is in the back seriously contemplating his next thought. Hello, hi, Gordon, here I am." He would cover for me every time. Well, only one of the biggest or most serious scraps I got into was with Don Morocco when he came with Gordon Solie. And Gordon Solie had plastic hips, and he brushed Gordon Solie one time, and I heard this real this moan come from Gordon, and I love Gordon. And all of a sudden, next thing I know, Morocco and I were into it, and we were out of it. And it's just a guy that was the voice of wrestling after Dick Lane, and just a man's man. Real gem-up guy, man.
Now, Piper's Pit, WWF, probably one of the most recognizable interviewing segments, not just in wrestling, but in all of sports. How did that come to fruition?
I mean, in the early years with WWF, before it was WWF, the old man, Vince McMahon Sr., he had just got all kinds of rebels. He got Schultz, Orndorff, Morocco, all these guys, and we were all fighting for time on TV. And so I was in a bar in St. Louis, McMahon Jr. was there, and I thought to myself, why am I going to fight on TV if if they're going to pay to see me? And so I said, "I'll tell you what, Junior," I says, "you give me a bow tie and a mic stand in 5 weeks, and if I don't get the job done, I'm out of here." Next week on TV was a set that said Piper's Pit, and the rest is history after Frankie Williams.
I remember that segment. Personally, I would just, when you hit Snooker with the coconut, Captain Lou over the head with the plaque, what would you get most enjoyment out of?
I think Captain Lou Albano with the plaque because the payback for the coconut, I'll tell you, brother, it lasted months. You know, and Snooker was down and I was whipping him with the belt. Everybody thought I was being mean. I was trying to keep him down so I could get back to the dressing room. He was going to kill me. I think it got me more attention than the one with the plaque with Albano, but you know, I guess when I really think about it, Jimmy Snuka made Piper's Pit, if anybody did, you know. And, you know, I love you too, bro. I don't know where you are, but I love you too, man. He's a hell of a man.
Hold that thing a little further. I don't like it so close to my face. Mastiff, August, we're meeting. That belt you got used to be mine. It's gonna be mine again. And you know why? Because every woman in that audience is just dying to see it around this beautiful, sexy waist once again. Mastiff, you ain't even gonna be close to coming to beat me. What the hell was that about?